going to share with you what I have experienced and learned from Archangel Raphael, and what I've come to know about Archangel Raphael. And then I'm going to share with you how Archangel Raphael can guide you into working with the third eye, working with you to move into a higher perspective vision, to move into seeing beyond, seeing new truths. And then I'm going to end off by sharing some methods that you can, in your own time, connect with Archangel Raphael. And then we are going to do a beautiful exercise together this evening, connecting with your third eye with Archangel Raphael. So what an exciting evening! Isn't that so? We all have come to know Archangel Raphael as the divine physician. His name means he who heals, or God heals, and we've come to know Archangel Raphael to guide us and assist us in healing, physical healing, but also emotional healing. You know, the one thing that there's two major things that I've learned working with Archangel Raphael. The first was, don't hide your scars. Don't hide your scars. When we work with emotional wounds, when we go through experiences that guides us to finding out more and more the truth of who we are, it leads us to different emotional places, and sometimes it leads us to that space of vulnerability. Sometimes it leads us to regret. Sometimes it leads us to guilt. Sometimes it leads us to feeling empowered and strong and joyful. And through all of these experiences, don't hide your scars, because it is in those beautiful scars, if we show up with them, then that is the truth of who we are. That is the truth of our journey. When we work with Archangel Raphael, when we align with the energies of the third eye, it is all about our truth, isn't it? It is about seeing new truths. It is about higher perspective vision, being able to see the truth of the situation, being able to see the truth that I haven't seen before, the truth of who I am, the truth of what I'm worthy of and deserving of. Which brings me to the second thing I have learned working with Archangel Raphael, and that is to go more, to receive more, to be more worthy, more deserving. He used to say to me, you can go more. Why don't you think that you are worthy of more? More. You can go more. And that was beautiful, and I'm going to share more with you of that. We receive that Archangel Raphael's aura and energies, that of emerald green and gold, and sometimes in working with him in your healing practice. When you ask for healing. So when you ask for healing, you can always visualize that beautiful emerald green and gold onto the area that you are sending healing to. In your healing practice, also when working with addictions and cravings, that beautiful emerald green and golden light emanates such a strong healing light. So that is the physical healing side of things. And we receive, those are the colors of Archangel Raphael. You know what I've come to know as well is that there's always laughter. It is as if Archangel Raphael has got such a brilliant, beautiful sense of humor. And you know, sometimes we look at a situation or we ask for guidance, and then we just have to laugh. We just have to laugh or see the humor in it. That is Archangel Raphael. Other areas where Archangel Raphael can assist us is also in matchmaking, in communication, especially difficult communication, when there are difficult truths to speak about and to communicate. And apart from the physical healing, you know what's most powerful is when you have to make the connection between the physical dis-ease and the emotional cause. And if you then ask Archangel Raphael's guidance for you to move into a place of divine understanding, to bring the two together, that is then when you'll see a different healing perspective. So when we work with the third eye, with the energy of Archangel Raphael, there are two things that stands out for me. That is channeling and visualization. Channeling is really just the allowance of truth. Channeling is allowing new information to come through for you that you need where you are. Perhaps those truths for you are what you need right now to remember who you are, to remember the being that you are, the light that you hold, the creative energy that you have. So isn't channeling just an allowance? Allowing yourself to see that higher perspective vision, to see the understanding that you haven't seen before. And visualization is simply seeing beyond limitation. And it is in connecting with this third eye energy that we allow ourselves to see beyond limitation. And this is where, when you work with these aspects of the third eye, Archangel Raphael can assist you, because then we allow ourselves the truth to see beyond limitation. And whether that limitation for you exists in prosperity, exists in health, exists in joy, exists in peace, exists in love, we all experience limitations in different vibrations. And wherever you experience the limitation is where you can turn it around. And you can turn that around to move it into allowance, allowing yourself to see a higher perspective version, to see beyond limitation. And if you start allowing to see this, a new truth, the unlimited potential, then you start creating your world accordingly. And that is so amazing for me too, when I connect with Archangel Raphael on whatever it is that you need, whatever it is. You know what I'm hearing right now is that is almost saying, beloved, when will you allow new life experiences into your beingness? When will you allow new things to happen in your life? And as you allow them, as you allow that truth to come forth, as you allow yourself to see beyond that limitation, then you will see what is indeed possible in your reality right now. When we work in the fifth dimensional space, the third eye chakra. We've come to know it as that beautiful indigo blue. In the fifth dimensional energy, the third eye is a beautiful, beautiful crystal ball. Crystal clear. And isn't that so amazing? Because when we look at a crystal sphere or even a clear quartz crystal, there's so much clarity there. And it's almost like if you look in it, you look beyond the reality. Isn't that so? So we are going to work with the crystal ball of the fifth dimensional third eye chakra with Archangel Raphael. When you work with Archangel Raphael, he also guides you with regards to stress release, what triggers stress for you in your life, what triggers fear. Because if you look at those things are also what make the physical body weak. So there is always an alignment between the physical body and the emotional body. And when we lack the understanding, or we cannot see clearly what the truthful link between the two is, that is then when we can ask Archangel Raphael for his guidance and divine understanding and wisdom to be channeled, for us to allow ourselves to receive that beyond limitation. And in this instance, the limitation is thinking, but I can't see that. I don't understand. I don't have. I am not worthy. I am not deserving. And so if we then move into seeing through the third eye, beyond this limitation, what is indeed possible, what is indeed healed, what is indeed in abundance, then we create it so. Isn't that beautiful? Share with me in the comments what your thoughts are. Share with me in the comments if you have some questions. And share with me if this resonates with you. When you have worked with Archangel Raphael or working with him, these are the signs that you can then receive to know that he is most certainly in your presence. When you experience body temperature changing, either hot or cold or a tingling, when you become aware, especially if you do healing like massages or Reiki, and you see sparkles of emerald green and gold. When you see angel numbers, and I see there was a comment on numbers. So the sequence of numbers, or seeing the same numbers over and over on a number plate, or seeing the same name or significance in a number plate, that is a sure shine. That is a sure sign that what you have asked, what you have intended, there's a sign. Here's synchronicities of events that's saying, listen up, open the eye, open the eye. And when we work with the third eye, open the eye to see the truth. It's all about the truth of who you are, the truth of the matter, the truth of what is indeed possible, the truth of what lies beyond limitation. You know, sometimes also what can happen is, especially if you work with Archangel Raphael and you'll drive somewhere and you'll notice that the street names is very significant, or the street name is in such synchronicity to what you've asked or been working with, or you drive past a school or a church and the name Raphael pops up, or the name pops up of exactly the question that you've been working on. And that is the most amazing thing when we see beyond limitation. That is really channeling, isn't it? It's allowing us to see beyond limitation. And where does that start? That starts by simply believing that what you see and what you hear and what you receive is indeed so. For this moment, right now, this is so. I may not understand it yet. I receive it. Thank you. I may not know how to work with it yet. I receive it. Thank you. That is when we work with the third eye. That is when we work with Archangel Raphael and tune into enlightenment and abundance and seeing the new things happening for us in our lives right now. You see, because when we allow this, when we allow the truth, our lives will be different, because we move away from how things have always been done, and we move into a new way of beingness. You know, sometimes when I sit and work, or I'm asking for guidance, or I'm in the healing room and I'm working with something or pondering something, I just kind of get a giggle, like a inner smile kind of thing. And sometimes I will just laugh at myself, or I'll just like this now, I'll just laugh. And that is Archangel Raphael, such a sense of humor. And sometimes it's like little whispers or suggestions that's very gentle and soft. And other times it's almost like sharing a joke with a friend. And then you'll almost go, I've never thought of that before. You see, what we must do when our intention is to see the truth, when our intention is to see how we have not seen before, then you have to pay attention to what comes into your mind, into your mind's eye. Pay attention to the intuition, to what you are seeing around you, to perhaps maybe to music. You hear the same song over and over and over again. What are the lyrics, and how does that align to what you've been asking? That is when you know that there is angelic presence. Archangel Raphael, the keeper of the third eye, supports and guides us into that higher perspective vision that allows you to see the new things happening in your life. And it's all aligned to the truth. Because when we work with the truth, with the third eye, we work with the truth. It is about channeling, allowing new information to come through. It's about visualization. It is about seeing beyond limitation. And if you can just allow yourself this in your week as you work with the beautiful third eye energy, in growing, in spiritual growth, in resolving limitations for you, whatever your intention is to connect with in this week, invite Archangel Raphael in to walk this journey with you. Before we do the exercise, I'm going to share with you how I have experienced Archangel Raphael. Beautiful, beautiful sense of humor, as I've mentioned. The softest eyes, the green, emerald green and gold aura and sparkles, and almost like blonde golden hair, shoulder length hair. Sense of humor. We know that his symbol is the medical serpent. Yeah, that one. But also a walking stick, the great traveler. Archangel Raphael can also keep you safe during your travels. And you know what's an amazing practical exercise that you can do to connect with Archangel Raphael is what I call walk and talk. Walk and talk. So with your next walk in the forest, with your next beach walk, invite Archangel Raphael to walk with you. And you would walk and talk, literally like you walk with a friend. And you talk, whether you talk about what's bothering you, whether you ask questions, whether you just have a friendly conversation, you talk. And you connect with Archangel Raphael, seeing him here with you. Because remember what we said. We said that the third eye is visualization, seeing beyond limitation. So he is absolutely beyond limitation in your presence when you ask. And third eye channeling, allowing for new information to come through, allowing for different truths to come through. So therefore, you know that there will be a response. And so you walk and talk. You talk and then you listen. In other words, you'll walk for a while, no talking, just receiving, just receiving. And then you talk again. And then you just receive. And you just receive. And then you let it go. And then at the end of the walk, you really thank divine presence for a beautiful walk, for divine intervention, for new truths, for higher perspectives, and you let it go. And from there, what will happen is throughout the course of the day, the evening, the next day, you'll start getting the information in your heart. You'll have, oh, I haven't thought about that before. Oh, that is wonderful. Oh, yes, but that is true. I can do that. That is true. I've never seen it like this. And you'll start receiving the truths coming through. They'll fall into your heart and then they'll just pop out of your mouth. I always say that. It just falls out of my mouth. Because when the truth finds its way into your heart, it will fall out of your mouth. And that is how we can speak our truth. That is how we speak our guidance. Is there a crystal to work with Archangel Raphael? Yes, you can work with quartz, clear quartz. You can also work with the green quartz. The crystal quartz is a very powerful healer, and you can also work with the green quartz. Any crystal that also has the resonance of the emerald green can assist and guide you to connect, but the most powerful you can use with your crystals is the intention that you have. Marty, you see repeated numbers? Absolutely, yes, because that is really just like a nudge to say, we've got you, we're seeing you, pay attention, be in present moment awareness. Yes, thank you. And so another way that I've got 3 different methods how you can connect before we go into the exercise with you all is a body scan. So what you can do is you can actually see the emerald green and gold light of Archangel Raphael like a torch, almost like a spotlight or a torch shining on your body. And then you start from the crown and you just move this light down. You just move this light down. And at some point, it's going to feel as if the light is stopping, like it almost like intuitively doesn't want to move further. And so when that happens, you keep the light there, and then you just ask for that beautiful emerald green and gold light to stay on that area. And you ask for the guidance of Archangel Raphael in working on that area. You ask for the divine understanding between the physical and the emotional, the alignment of the two, and then you rest. And then you rest in that. Don't be impatient for the answer. Don't be too hasty. Remember, the third eye is beyond limitation, allowing truth. Beyond limitation, allowing truth. And so if you then work with the angelic realm in this, believe that what you are experiencing, what you are seeing, what you are receiving is the truth of where you are now. And if you move that into acceptance, you will come to understanding. What I'm also receiving now is, beloveds, what are holding you back is that sometimes you are seeking the understanding first. You have to receive first. The understanding will come. But it's almost as if we don't get to the understanding, and if we don't to understand, then we do not move further with that flow or that practice or that intention. It's almost like when we manifest, we have to believe that the evidence is there first before we see it. Yes, we have to experience it in the vibrational reality and be grateful for it as if it's already done. Then the evidence comes, the understanding will come. Move into acceptance of what you are receiving. Move into acceptance of the truth that you feel is right for you now in this moment, and the understanding will come. And I'm almost hearing that laughter, and it's saying it will be like a light. It will be like a light, and you almost are gonna go, I knew I had to follow this flow because now I understand. Sometimes we want to make sense of it first. No, you will receive the sense of it afterwards. But you have to follow your intuition. You have to follow that gut feeling. You have to follow what you feel is right for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And the 5th dimensional third eye is a crystal ball placed in front of the third eye, and it is crystal clear, almost like a clear quartz sphere. And so we are now going to align with the 5th dimensional third eye and moving into connecting with Archangel Raphael. So where you are now, center, and center just means sit comfortably. See if you can place your feet firmly on the ground, spine up, and rest. And take a deep breath in and out, and just rest where you are. And set the intention to rest. Allow yourself to center, and simply, I am present. I am centered. And now we set the intention to align with our third eye. So bring your focus and energy to your third eye chakra. And as you can either like maybe bring your hands like this in front of your third eye so that you can feel the energy moving, or you can simply just have the intention. Have the intention to connect. And now imagine this beautiful, beautiful crystal ball in front of the third eye. And it's almost like as if it's being polished. So like polish it up. It's being polished as we set the intention to align and activate the fifth dimensional third eye chakra. And now look through it and visualize abundance. Just look through the third eye and visualize abundance. Whatever that abundance is for you, whether it's a beautiful new world and you see the plant kingdom and the animals and the rivers and the oceans and the animals, you just visualize this abundant world. And moving further into this crystal ball, you see yourself on purpose and joyful. And it doesn't matter if you don't know what it is, but you see yourself as this enlightened being, like your higher self, and you are light and you are free and you are joyful. And all you are receiving is that you are doing what you love. And you look further into it and you see people happy, people joyful. It's like the inhabitants of the earth, the humanity are in abundance. However, just connect it and look at the abundance and look at the awakening, however you see it. Archangel Raphael, we ask that you will show us the truths of new experiences. We ask that you will show us what is indeed possible beyond limitation. And now, move further into the crystal ball, open it up a little bit further, and see the emerald green and gold of Archangel Raphael guiding you to see something different now. Just allow it. You can even state it in your own words, or you can have a specific intention. Help me to see the new perspective of this situation. Allow me to see the truth of, or shine the spotlight on a higher perspective vision that I need right now. And now just zoom in and just receive whatever it is. Allow yourself to just see what you need to see now. Beyond limitation, in absolute truth. And receive the healing and guidance now. Now you bring that beautiful image bring it into your heart. Bring it into your heart with the intention for it to come to divine understanding when you are ready. And you move it into your heart. And you breathe. And once it's in your heart, you can slowly open your eyes. And you may wish to just write down somewhere what you've received, whatever image came to you, whatever thought you are having right now, whatever feeling, even if you just make keywords and you just write it down of whatever this experience was for you, and you will receive from it whatever you need.